These little Christmas bookmarks for children are rather delightful. They're easy to make, fast to make, economical to make, and really quite cute. I've been told that they sell well at craft fairs because you can sell them for about $1, and it's something that the kids can buy and have a purchase of their own to take home. So as you can see, there's a variety of ways you can do them. I've shown you 3 here that are all just a tiny bit different. Now let's take a look at the supplies you'll need. In terms of paper, you need 3 types of paper. I've used 1 scrapbook paper and 2 cardstock. The bottom one at the bottom, the red, is the largest. It's 5 inches long by 3 inches wide, and you cut your other 2 correspondingly smaller so it will align like that. You will also need some fiber for trimming at the top. You'll need some kind of a punch to make the hole for the fiber to go through. I've used, this is Color Box Primary. I've used that to just color around the edges of the top paper. I've also used this a dimensional glue to color Rudolph's nose. And since it's stamped, it's heat embossed, I've done my stamping with a tinted acid-free ink from Top Boss. It's an embossing stamp pad. And you'll of course need a gun, a heat gun. If you don't know how to do heat embossing, I would refer you to the video tutorial on my website, scrappingbydesign.com. And the stamp I used is this one by the Old Island Stamp Company. They're a local company. You can find them on the internet if you give a search. Your first move will be to color a little bit around the edges, around 3 edges. So what I do, I'm just going down like that. And if you do that on 3 sides. I've now colored around 3 sides of the cardstock, and I have stamped my stamp in the tinted embossing ink. So the next step will be to simply do that and remove it. The thing about tinted ink is that you can somewhat see the design, so you know what you've done. So now I'm using Pirate's Gold, and I have poured it into this tray. So I go over it like that, and you can see the embossing powder has stuck to the cardstock. And the next move, I won't demonstrate it, but you would take your heat gun and melt that. And there, I've now melted the gold embossing powder, and you can see it's quite a nice surface. In case you haven't done this before, this is the embossing powder I used. It's called Pirate's Gold, and it's by Stupendous. Now, that's done, so line up your papers like so they're lined up at the top here, and using your punch you'll make a hole through all 3 of them. It doesn't have to be a punch of this size. This is a rather large one, but just so long as it's big enough that you can get your fiber through it, that's the main thing. You might find some of these smaller punches won't punch through 3 pieces of paper at once, so if that's the case, you may need to punch them individually. I've now punched the hole through the 3 papers, so the next thing we're going to do is trim the corners to make a tag shape. So being sure that everything is lined up, I'll show you how to do this. Just take your scissors and willy-nilly cut off one of the corners. Then, to make the other corner even, you take the bottom paper, set it over top so it's like this. Make sure you're holding everything in place and nothing's moving around. Line it up and then do that. And there you are. It's 2 equal corners. Your last move, of course, will be to take your fiber and put it through the top. So now I've tied the fiber in place, and I'm going to give Rudolph a 3-dimensional shiny red nose. I'm using, this is some kind of 3-dimensional glue, so I'm just going to put a little, it turned out to be quite a big blob. So that is the bookmark completed. The bookmarks, of course, don't have to be Christmas themed. Since I am doing these with children in mind, I have 3 others here. This one is a frog, and it has some green dots done with green dimensional glue. This one is a cow, and you can't really see it, but I've put diamond colored glitter glue in the cow's body, and the cat is the same thing. Now, you could also, using the same stamp that I used before, you could make a little gift card for Christmas. This is, just a little rectangle folded in half. What I did, I heat embossed the entire stamp on the bottom, heat embossed it with Pirate's Gold again. Then I stamped the face twice more. Once I stamped the face on gold-colored cardstock, and I stamped the scarf on red, and then I cut those out and I put them on with glue dots to give a 3-dimensional effect. And in this case, I've given Rudolph a red nose using glitter glue. So I hope you find those projects helpful, and please visit my website, scrappingbydesign.com, where you'll find many other video tutorials. Happy crafting!